Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. So I got a question here that I thought I'd answer about feeling awkward when I talk to people. Because no one feels awkward when they talk to people, right? I mean, that's pretty unheard of. So let's talk about this subject. This email is actually from Gwen, and Gwen feels awkward when she talks to people. She says here, first, I want to say thank you for all the awesome material you make. You help me get a lot more programming opportunities with your advice, and I'm starting your audiobook for a second time to make sure I don't miss anything on the first listen last year. If you wonder what she's talking about as far as audiobook, you can check out my audiobook of Soft Skills Software Developers Life Manual here. But let's go on. She says, I have a question for you. If you have the time, I grew up homeschooled and I didn't get many opportunities to interact with people my age until my mid teens. I feel extremely awkward in conversations, always wondering if I am saying something that is normal or the other person thinks I am weird. It doesn't help that I have trouble understanding hilarity in jokes and many references to pop culture. I spend a lot of time at my computer coding because that is what I love to do. People have made fun of me for my awkwardness for years, even my brothers and coworkers. I think the owner of the small company, approximately 22 people I work with, thinks I'm strange and ignores me because when we go out to company lunches, dinners, activities, I don't say anything to anyone. I really want to talk to everyone, but I get so worried about being around so many people and what is the right thing to say. I don't say anything at all. I have a boyfriend now, and he gets annoyed when I asked if I sounded awkward talking to his friends and for feedback on my conversational skills. This stresses me out even more. I just want to be normal and have friends without worrying about how to properly carry on a conversation or whether or not they secretly think I'm weird and don't like me. Thanks for your time. So, you have solved your own problem by the very last sentence in your email question, which is I just want to be normal and have friends without worrying about how to properly carry on a conversation or whether or not they secretly think I am weird and don't like me. That is the answer to your question. All you have to do is do that. just do it. Just don't worry about what they think. Don't worry about if they secretly think you're weird and don't like you. Just be normal and have a conversation with friends without worrying about any of that stuff. So I know that's easier said than done, Gwen, but let's look at a few things here. So you have this mindset block, right? You have this mindset that tells you that you are a certain way. It tells you that you are awkward. It tells you that you can't speak to people, that you have to be silent, and that people constantly make fun of you for being awkward, right? It's not true. It's just something that you've constructed. It's being reinforced by people, by yourself, and your environment, and you think that that's true about you, but there's no reason why that has to be or even is true about you right now. I mean, just from the email you wrote, I can tell that you are not deficient in some communication skill, right? You can communicate clearly. Now, not everyone is a great conversationalist, but you can develop that skill if you want to. But the thing is, like, when you're preconditioned, when you believe a certain thing about yourself, one of the most powerful forces within human psychology is to be self-consistent, to be consistent with what we already believe about ourselves. So if you believe that you're socially awkward, if you believe, and I don't think that it's really, I did a video on being socially awkward and overcoming social awkwardness. You can check it out here. But I don't think that that's really what you're saying here. Is that it's not necessarily that you're afraid to go and talk to people and all this stuff. It's that you believe this particular thing about yourself more than and you believe that because you're homeschooled, because you didn't have interactions until your mid-teens, and because you don't know pop culture, that somehow makes you this thing, that you have to be this thing. And what you have to do is you have to break that. You have to break from that reality that's untrue, and you have to decide to take on a different identity, to change the way that you think about yourself. Now, there's a really powerful book about how to do this and how this works, and it's called Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. So you can check that out. There's I think the new Psycho-Cybernetics is probably the one that you want to get, and that's a really good book, and that talks about the psychology of this. But what you need to do is to change this viewpoint. There's a few other things in here. I mean, there's a few different ways that we could go with this, but I would start with reading that book. And then I would say that, my general advice to you is this, is stop giving a fuck. Stop caring what other people think. It doesn't matter, right? Because the thing is, everyone feels this way to some degree, right? Everyone has a conversation. This is what you're experiencing is totally normal, but you can even still get over that, right? Because everyone has a conversation and they're like, man, did I sound like an idiot? Hell, every time I friggin' record a video, I'm like, did I sound like an idiot? I'm wondering if I sound like an idiot right now, although I think I'm pretty cool. But but the point is, like, you do that, right? I mean, sometimes I'll record 2 videos in a day, and I'll just be like, man, why am I feeling so shit today? And it's because I'm spending the next few hours just like doubting myself, like, man, those didn't feel like good videos. They felt kind of shitty. I felt kind of awkward. I think I was saying a lot and anything, and it wasn't on point, and I don't know if it'll actually be helpful. And then, you know what, sometimes those videos come out a few days later, and I'm like, oh, that was pretty good, Maybe my editor made it better than it was, but the point is this, like, you're gonna feel that. That's just how it is. And the more that you can get over that and be like, screw it, I'm just talking, and there's some things you could do, definitely, to do this, right? To get over this. Stop asking your boyfriend if you sounded awkward and whatnot, because that's sort of reinforcing that behavior. Instead, just be yourself. Just don't care, right? I know it's easier said than done, but honestly, try to focus on not caring what other people think, because it doesn't actually matter, right? And you're going to be more free, and you're going to seem more natural when you don't care, right? You guys that watch my videos, you can tell when I care, right? Right now, I don't give a shit. I'm just going to say it how it is. I don't care. I'm having a good time. I'm shooting a video. If you don't like this video, fuck you. Go somewhere else. I don't care, right? And that comes across when I'm doing it that way. Where sometimes I'm more awkward because I do care, even though I try not to. So first of all, don't care. Don't ask your boyfriend. Second of all, when you go to work and stuff, like, you need to go out of your way to, like, shake people's hands and slap them on the back and be overly jovial and meet them and be like, man, I am happy to see you. I went to this Unleash the Power Within Tony Robbins event. Actually, that would be great for you. It would be great for you, but you can check out the review I did there. But one of the cool things he did at this event is he had this exercise where it's like, greet someone and make it so that they have to love you. Otherwise, like, your pets are going to be killed or something like that, right? And so we went up to people and we're like, man, I'm John. It is so great to meet you. I am so happy to see you. And you shake their hand, and naturally you slap them on the back or you give them a hug, and you do, you're so happy to see someone, and do that, right? Maybe not to that extreme, but be that kind of person. You can choose to be that. It's up to you, right? It's just an instant transformation in an instant if you choose that's who you're going to be. So when you're at work, when you're at social events, when you're with coworkers, just be the person. Like, remember everyone's name and say, hey, Joe, what's going on, man? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, right? I mean, you're a girl, and I'm a guy, so that you might not say it that way, but imagine that, right? Imagine if you've got someone that comes up to you and is like, man, Gwen, how you doing? It's great to see you. It's great how are you doing? You got to tell me, how are you doing, right? Like, what is going on with that dog that you got? How's that going? How's your kids? Yeah, oh, that's great, man. Right? If you're that kind of person, people are going to love you. They're not going to care what you say. They're going to care that you're so interested in them. And that's the last thing I'm going to say about this, is that change the focus. Okay? I mean, this would be a little bit of a hard truth, but I don't care. I give it to you how it is. You're selfish right now because you're caring about you. When you enter a conversation with someone, you're caring about how you look, how you look to them, and how you feel. Start caring about them. Start saying, how can I make this person feel more comfortable? Start saying, how can I make this person interested? How can I give this person some kind of benefit or some kind of value out of this conversation? How can I make them feel more comfortable, right? Don't worry about you. If you change that focus from you to them, man, it's just going to flow. It's going to come. It's going to be great, right? Again, I'll point to when I'm making these videos, when I'm thinking about how do I sound in front of this camera, when I'm thinking about what is going on, am I making a good video or not? I suck, okay? When I am focused on how can I help you, then I'm on fire. I'm hitting it. Damn, I'm nailing it, okay? And you can nail it too. So I hope that helps you. There's a lot that we could talk about this. I've done several videos on topics related to this, but I think this is an important one. I'll keep on doing videos like this because this is one that a lot of people struggle with, and it's a common thing. You have to realize that you're no different. There's no reason why you can't overcome this, and you can't actually become a social butterfly. It's all mindset. It's all what you choose. Read that book, Psycho-Cybernetics. Start doing this. If you really want to change your life, you have to go out and do this. It's gonna make you feel uncomfortable at first, but then it's gonna make you feel fucking fantastic. If you like this video, click the subscribe button below. I will help you. I promise you, we are going to get through this together, and I want to help you become a better software developer, a better person, and to have the most success you can in your life. I love you. Thank you. Goodbye.